In this video, I'm going to go over creating estimates in Wave. You can create estimates for your potential customers and then later turn those estimates into an invoice. So you would want to have your customer set up. I'm going to use this customer, Janice Smith. If you need to add a customer, you can do that under Sales and Payments Customers, and you can see the Add a Customer button right here. And then you would want to have your products and services set up. You can add a product or service under Products and Services, and here's the Add a Product or Service button right here. I'm going to use this painting services item that I already have set up. To create an estimate, I'm under Sales and Payments, Estimates, and I'm going to click on Create Estimate. And I'm going to add the customer here. Now I could create a customer right here from this screen, but I'm going to use the one I already have set up. I would put in any details in the estimate. The date, I'm going to put July 1st, and this is going to be valid for 30 days. I can change this valid until default setting in the settings. And then I'm going to add any items that I want to add to this invoice. I'm going to put a description. And then I'm going to put a price. And I can add additional items if I want to. Okay, and I do have this product sales set up as taxable, so it did add a tax to this line automatically, but I can change that if I want to. I can remove it by clicking on the delete icon if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I can put in any notes. And then if I want to add any attachments, I could do that down here. Maybe insurance documentation, pictures of the rooms that would be painted, anything like that, engagement letters, contracts, anything that I would normally want to send to a potential customer. Now, it does tell me that I need the upgraded version to send this, which I don't have in this sample company, but it is an option if you have the Pro version. And I looked up some frequently asked questions related to attachments. I'm going to put a link to this in the description so you can read over it if it's relevant to you. So this is just extra information that you might need. Once I'm finished with the estimate, I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Continue. And it brings me to this preview screen, this draft screen. You can see that it gives the customer a grand total. It gives the customer the items and the price, and they can see the notes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and approve this draft. And then if I want to send the estimate, I can click on Send Estimate. I don't have the Pro version, so I can't send it directly from Wave, but I can download a PDF, or I can copy a link and put that link in an email or a text message. I'm going to go ahead and download the PDF just so we can look at it. And this is what it would look like as a PDF. I'm going to go ahead and mark this as sent. And then I'm going to go over to the estimates page. And you can see that estimate right here. It gives me the option to convert to an invoice if this customer does decide to move forward with the service. There's an action button. If I click on this little down arrow, I can view the estimate. I can edit the estimate. Maybe there's some negotiation and things get changed and prices get changed. I could edit this and resend to the customer. I could make a copy of it. I could print it. I could convert to an invoice, resend it, or export it as a PDF. If the customer decides not to go through with it, I could delete it. So these are some options here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Convert this to an invoice. Let's assume this customer does decide to go forward and I want to convert it to an invoice. Now, if I convert it to an invoice, I may change the invoice date. I may change the payment due date because if I'm providing a painting service, I might have certain rules as far as when the payment would be due. Maybe it's due at the end of the job. Maybe it's due before I start the job. I would want to factor those things into the date. For this, I'm just going to leave this as is. I might change the notes. I'm actually going to leave this one, but if this were an actual invoice that I was sending to a real customer, I might change the notes or add notes. I might add attachments, or I might even add a message here. Thank you so much for choosing us. We look forward to working with you. I might add something like that. So I can add to this if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and leave this as is and go ahead and click Save and Continue. And again, it brings me to a draft screen. Now it says invoice instead of estimate, and it says amount due instead of grand total. And it has different dates. Okay, this looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and approve the draft and send the invoice to the customer. And this pulls up the same send invoice screen as sending the estimate. I can copy a link, send it to the customer via text or email. I can download a PDF, or if I had the pro version, I could send it directly from Wave. I'm going to go ahead and choose Mark as Sent. And then I'm going to go to the Invoices screen, and you can see it under the Invoice screen. I'm going to go to the Estimate screen, and you can see that it's no longer an active estimate because it was converted to an invoice. And you can see the status here says converted. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and thank you for watching.